Hello, I'm Christine. Welcome to Book Talk. Today we're discussing White Hot Kiss by Jennifer L. Armentrout. J-Larm. This month I've been working with Harlequin Teen, who's kindly sponsoring this video. If you don't remember, Jennifer L. Armentrout is the author of the Lux series, Obsidian, Onyx, Opal. And if you've read those, you know her style. Her books are a lot of fun, they're full of hot guys and sarcasm. This book follows a girl who's 17 years old. She's a senior in high school. And in this world, there are wardens and there are demons. And these wardens that protect us from demons are gargoyles. Like those things you see on churches. They have human skins, but then they morph into gargoyles, and they can only sleep in their gargoyle form, and sometimes they sleep on the roof like rocks. Then there are demons who are from hell. They cause chaos on Earth, and the wardens keep them in check. They kill them, send them back down to hell. Leila, our main character, is a hybrid. She's part demon and part Warden, and the Wardens are really racist against demons. It's a bit of a miracle that they took her in and raised her as a child because she had that demon blood in her. They hate demons, but she was also part Warden, so they felt responsibility. She's been living with them for years. She turned 17, and now demons are coming out of the woodwork and they're trying to kill her. She doesn't know why that's happening. And the book is about her journey figuring that out. She meets a demon, stuff happens with them, and the Warden family that she lives with is made up of this man, Abbott, and his son, who is 21 and really attractive. And here's Leila, stuck in the middle, some demon warden hybrid. She doesn't know where she belongs, what to think. She was raised by wardens, but she is part demon, and she's just all confused. And she has this ability from her demon side to suck souls out. And sucking someone's soul is horrible and it kills them. And it happens when she kisses people. So kissing people with souls kills them. She's in a bit of a pickle. And this soul sucking thing, it's not just like, oh, I can suck their soul. It's an option that I have in my repertoire. It's an addiction. She's drawn to people's souls. Much like vampires are drawn to blood, and it's hard for them to be around humans sometimes. It's hard for her to be around certain people with certain souls. Guess who don't have no souls? Demons. It's fun, it's a really easy read, and much like Obsidian, White Hot Kiss has a lot of callbacks to Twilight. The plot is completely different, but the character format in the beginning and in her dialogue, she makes specific callbacks to things from Twilight, which makes you kind of take a step back from the book and be like, oh my god, that's from Twilight. But it's also really nostalgic and fun. When you're in that nostalgic Twilight kind of mood, this is a great book to pick up. And once you get to the halfway point, the plot really starts to pick up and the Twilight moments become more scarce and the book becomes its own. I think I'd give White Hot Kiss a 90% on my scale, 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Right now, White Hot Kiss is actually on sale for $3.99 in ebook form, which is awesome if you want to go pick that up. I think that's all I'm going to say for the non-spoilery section. If this sounds like something you enjoyed, definitely go pick it up, read it, come back, and we can talk about it together. If you haven't read it yet, leave now, okay? Bye-bye. Bye. Spoilers are coming. Okay, so White Hot Kiss. Oh man, the beginning of this book, there were so many Twilight parallels to kick it off. It was really fun. I was listening to it via audiobook on the way down to Comic-Con with Natasha, who's also a big Twilight fan. And every time there was something Twilight, he would be like, oh my god. We have Roth, and we know demons don't have souls, and we know that means that Leila has to get with a demon. It has to happen. He's got these beautiful golden eyes, like Edward. And of course, he walks in bio class and everyone stops to look at him because he's so pretty. I love how there's this moment right after he starts going to school with them and he disappears. He's just not in class. And Leila's like, what the heck? Where is he? For a second, it's so much like that scene where Bella's like, why is it Edward here today? Where did he go? But then he comes in at the last minute and J-Larm's like, ha, gotcha. You thought he wasn't gonna be there because Twilight, but he is. Bio class is just the class for book couples to meet in. And then we got Leila's friend Stacy, who in the beginning of the book, you gotta admit, a lot like Jessica. She just talks so much and so girlily. Oh my god, how can you not find him hot? And Leila's like, I don't know. What's wrong with you? And in my mind, Sam was like Mike Newton, and Jessica and Mike Newton ended up going out, and Stacy and Sam were gonna end up going out. I really like Sam. I really like his character quirk of being hyper aware of thousands of weird facts. He's like a living, breathing Snapplecat factory. You know how the Snapplecats have those fun facts on the bottom of all of them? You know? Do they still do that? I haven't bought a Snapple in so long. And of course, in the beginning, Roth has been following Leila for a while. Twilight. And there was this huge Twilight callback. Leila straight up goes, of these 3 things, I was sure. And we all know of these 3 things I was sure. It's on the back of every Twilight book. It was one of those famous Bella sayings. Edward was a vampire. He wanted to eat me, and I was irrevocably in love with him. And on page 138 we have, I was sure of 3 things. I was never gonna forget that kiss. I needed to know about this demon. I was really getting sick of his know-it-all attitude. It's the same format, but it's got a completely different feel to the things that she's saying. In the way it's parodying the structure of Twilight, and you gotta admit, it's a ton of fun. There's also this one section where she plays with that Twilight scene. How old are you? 17. How long have you been 17? A while. She goes, how old are you? To Ron, and he goes, 18. And she goes, but like, how long have you been 18? Come on, you're older than that. You've been around for a while, right? A while? No, I'm actually 18. Like, I was born 18 years ago. Oh. Okay. So we've got Roth, who in my head is our Edward. I don't see her picking anyone but Roth. He's the one that's given her an arc. She's got all these racist beliefs from the Wardens, brainwashing her all her life that all demons are bad. It's like everything else in the world. There are good people and there are bad people. There are good demons and there are bad demons. You can't judge a book by the name of their species. It has a very true-bloodish, civil rights sort of feel going on for the demons and for the Wardens. I found the soul-sucking aspect of Leila to be really, really interesting, how it's an addiction for her. Taking souls is bad. She knows it's bad. She knows it's really, really bad. The Wardens frown upon it so hard, and it's a never-ending battle for her. And they look down upon her struggle. So she'd be struggling not to suck someone's soul, and the Wardens, who are her family, judge her for that. And she can't help it. She's half demon, and it's just part of her. And how she can't even hold in a soul once she takes one. She gets sick and goes through withdrawals and eventually throws it up. And I guess that's the Warden part of her. I'm assuming that makes it so she can't digest souls, because Lilith used to take souls all the freaking time, and I'm sure she was fine. I don't think she's gone through withdrawal, or she wouldn't be doing it over and over again. It's a very cool aspect of her character. Now, Roth is in freaking Tartarus. Maybe he's not. Either Roth isn't actually in hell because Mr. Bossman saw that he did his job and was like, aces, bro. High five, you're good to go. And lets him fly up to the surface again. Or he's in the fiery pits of hell, and the next book we're gonna spend trying to get him out. I hope not. I don't like that. So we got Zane. He's this really attractive, kind of older adopted brother. In the beginning, you get the feel that this is a hero worship love thing that she's feeling, and he's not feeling, because he looks at this like he's her brother. And then we have this scene outside lying together, a bunch of scenes with him and her, and they're not acting like brother and sister. I'm feeling so weird about it because they are adopted brother and sister. It would be like Jason Izzy starting something after living together for 10 years as brother and sister. He'll do things like reach over and put her hair behind her ear. And I'm like, oh, no, brothers and sisters don't do that. And it was so blaringly obvious that Leila was completely jealous and in love with him when Danica was around. She couldn't be chill about it. You know, it's possible to be jealous and be kind of chill, be silent and walk away. She'd say things like, oh, you gonna hang out with Danica? Fine, go ahead, Danica. Danica. Just don't say her name. Just shh. And every time he'd call her out on it, I'd have to take Zane's side because you're being obnoxious. There's that whole thing about how her temperature runs differently than Zane's, and Zane is cold and she's warm, and he likes how she's so warm. And I was like, oh my god, Twilight, Twilight, Twilight. She's always blushing and she gets flustered so easily. I believe it's Roth who points that out and says he likes that. Sometimes she turns 5,000 shades of red, sometimes she turns 10 shades of red. The numbers vary, but she's always turning shades of red. So I personally am Team Roth. I did really enjoy that scene where Zane and Leila reconcile and he takes her to get ice cream. I thought that was really nice because I want things to be okay between them. Roth reminds me a lot of Damon Black. He's got that sassy thing going on. I enjoyed how we saw a more vulnerable side of him. We learned about his background. He looks exactly the same, has the same personality as the last Prince of Hell, which gives him an identity crisis. When we learned that Leila is the daughter of Lilith, I took a step back. What the f? Didn't see that one coming. Because he kept saying, the other one like you, the other one like you. I'll tell you about the other one like you. She wasn't like her. She was a full-blown demon mother of the earth. I kept thinking he was going to refer to another hybrid like her. I'm enjoying the dynamic she has with Abbott. I do feel like Abbott does genuinely care for her. And it'll be interesting to see how their relationship changes throughout the series, if he'll grow to accept her, especially now that we've learned she can morph. She can change. She can morph into a gargoyle / demon. So now she's more part of the club. I wonder if now that she's morphed, she can morph whenever she wants, or if that's gonna be something she struggles with next book. Is she gonna meet Mommy? I'm sure we'll meet Mommy. Mommy Lilith. I love the part when she killed Peter. Peter spelled P-E-T-R. That was confusing. It's confusing me. Where's the second E? Is Peter. That douche canoe had to go. He killed his own half-sister. I was hoping that Abbott actually was her father, and then Zane actually was kind of her brother, and it was really weird. We would have flipped this upside down. In the ice cream scene, it felt like Zane was really struggling to confess feelings for Leila, and that's got to be coming in book 2. While I'm reading it, I keep forgetting that they're in DC. It makes for a cool backdrop to the story. I knew when Abbott was letting her sleep over at Stacy's house, and he was just doing it to follow her and see what she was up to. She's like, oh, this is so easy, but let's go along with it. No, Leila, no. This is a trap. How do we feel about Bambi? It would creep the F out of me if I had a moving tattoo on my body that could come off my body at any moment. Can she prevent Bambi from coming off? Or does Bambi have her own free will and can just jump off her whenever? The idea that when she's hanging out with Zane, she could plop her head off of Leila's skin and onto Zane freaks me out. It just freaks me out. I can't imagine that. It tickles when she moves on her. I don't know. It freaks me out, man. It's freaking me out. I like Bambi and how she always protects Leila, but she freaks me out. Please share your thoughts on the book. What you think is gonna happen in book 2 if you haven't read it yet. If you have read it yet, no spoilers up in here, please. Are you Team Zane or Team Roth? Definitely on the Roth train. I wrote them in blah blah. I really like how he can turn invisible. It's really fun. Every time she smelled his scent around and just be confused, I'm just sitting here, Leila, come on, he can go invisible. He's here. He likes to garden just like Cat from Obsidian likes to garden. Jennifer L. Armentrout must like to garden. Share your thoughts, favorite parts, teams. I'm Christine. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.